Welcome to John Wright Restaurant, which is located on the west bank of the Susquehanna River in Wrightsville, Pennsylvania.
And today, with the help of our good friends Garry Adelman and Chris White from the American Battlefield Trust, we're going to be taking a look at the burning of the Wrightsville Bridge, which happened just days before the Battle of Gettysburg.
So join us for another lesson on the road. In the early 1800s, hundreds of wagons would descend upon Columbia, Pennsylvania. They would then have to wait to be ferried across this massive river, the Susquehanna, to get to York County, Pennsylvania. A bridge connecting Wrightsville and Columbia was seen as essential infrastructure, and it was vital to the expansion into central Pennsylvania. Without such a bridge, residents were forced to rely upon seasonal ferries to get them across the river.
The first bridge to span the Susquehanna from Wrightsville to Columbia, Pennsylvania, stood from 1814 to 1832 and was located about a quarter-mile north of where we are right now. An early spring thaw in 1832 broke up thick ice all along the Susquehanna River, and the ice jam jammed up just south of Columbia and formed a natural dam. Eventually, the water and ice lifted the bridge from its piers.
The second, third, and fourth bridges to span the Susquehanna, connecting Columbia and Wrightsville, Pennsylvania, were all built in the same location. The third bridge was destroyed by the Cedar Keys hurricane in 1896. The fourth bridge ceased operation in 1858 and was dismantled in 1962.
But it's the second of these bridges that's most fascinating. The second bridge that connected Wrightsville and Columbia stood from 1834 to 1863. The two-year construction project began in 1832 and was financed by the Columbia Bridge and Bank Company for $157,300. At the time, it was the longest covered bridge in the world, stretching 5,620 feet.
On June 28, 1863, just days prior to the Battle of Gettysburg, the bridge was purposely destroyed by fire to prevent the Confederate Army from crossing the Susquehanna River. Here to help us with this story is Garry Adelman and Chris White from Battlefield Trust.
Hey everyone, Garry Adelman, American Battlefield Trust, and you know I'm psyched. I'm really happy to be here at Wrightsville, Pennsylvania, an important and incredible moment in the Gettysburg campaign. This is June of 1863. Confederate and Union armies are both moving up in this direction. The Confederates have a head start, and the advanced element is under a new corps under Richard Stoddard Ewell. I think you might already know that two of Ewell's three divisions are headed over toward Harrisburg, so that you could actually cross this impressive river at Harrisburg. But one of his divisions, an experienced one under Jubal Anderson Early, is coming more eastward. They go through Gettysburg on June 26th, and then they are camped outside there, and then within the next day, they march toward York, Pennsylvania.
Now, the idea is that we're going to have this bridge behind us. What do we do with it? If we can't hold back the Confederates, which Jubal Early's not taking these Confederates very seriously, he thinks he can brush them aside. We think we're going to destroy part of the bridge. That's key. We're not going to try to destroy more than 5,000 feet of this bridge because it's important. This was the main line to get you across the Susquehanna. This is the main road that led you across the state from Philadelphia over to Pittsburgh. You don't want to destroy this infrastructure if you can help it. But Colonel Frick is going to try to destroy a section or two of this bridge, drop it in the river so later on the federal forces can come back and rebuild it if the Confederates take it. Then as the sunlight starts to fade and these Federals start being pushed back, they're going to start falling back to the bridge. The order is given to try to destroy a few spans of that bridge. The men will start to move back across the bridge itself, and they start to try to drop this bridge into the water. They will drill holes under the superstructure, they'll put gunpowder inside of it, try to blow it up, they'll blow part of the roof off, blows part of the siding off, but it doesn't destroy the superstructure because it's so well built. So now what do? We go to the other side of the Susquehanna, about a mile and a quarter across the Susquehanna from us. They get coal oil, and they start to put that onto the bridge, and they start to light the bridge. And as they pull back across the bridge, the entire bridge starts to burn. But this is important. The people around here think that the burning of the bridge is going to stop the Confederates from pushing farther into south central Pennsylvania. It did. How deep could they have gone? Because Lee's about to pull the army back together, we'll never know. But poor Jacob Frick, who does his duty out here, gets lambasted for burning that bridge and destroying that bridge. Because they said, oh, oh, you should only have burned part of it. He doesn't know that at the time. Lee's army's coming this way. His orders are to try to defend Harrisburg. He did it the best he could with the tools he had at his disposal. And in the end, Wrightsville is a fantastic story, and the bridge fire was seen allegedly up and down the Susquehanna River, and it was seen as far south as Maryland. It was seen into Adams County, deep into Lancaster County, and this would have been a sight to see here during the Gettysburg campaign.
So thank you for joining us for another lesson on the road. Next time you're out and about and you're looking to do something a little historical,
And just all around nerdy.
come to Wrightsville, Pennsylvania, stop at John Wright Restaurant, get something to eat, and check out all the history that the area has to offer. That's Mr. Gimby.
That's Mr. Raymond.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Gary from the American Battlefield Trust.
We want to thank Battlefield Trust for joining us today. We'll catch you next time.